Hey guys, and welcome back to the Weiss Schwarz podcast. Today I'm joined with Connor. Yep, joined with Connor. Joined with Oliver.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Before we get into it, we'll go over some normal stuff. If you want to help us out, go to Facebook, YouTube, Patreon, Twitch, all the good stuff at TCGU University. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify for all those podcasting stuff. If there's not a podcasting service we're on, let us know. We'll put it out there. Shout outs to our Patreon sponsors: Addie, Andrew Dang, Anthony Albano, Chris Miner, Clay Cardwell, Jay Rogers, Jarrett Hubbard, John Stone, Kat Maria, Kevin Broberg, Justin Farst, Lucinda Letica, Oka Mayao, Paul Casagrande, Samantha Stevens, Theodore Ruiz, Tyler Zane Pease. And we have two other sponsors that we'll get to later: Cards Custom Build and Inked Gaming, but we'll talk about them more later in an ad break. How are you guys today?
Doing pretty good.
Connor. We lost
Doing
Connor.
Doing very all right.
Thought we lost you.
Whoa.
Well, I tried to do intros and somebody didn't say anything.
Wait, what? I didn't?
Yes.
I thought I did.
No,
Oh,
you didn't.
No. Oh,
You,
no.
you made yourself to look like a dick. Way to go.
I was just like, Connor. And then it was just like that
I'm-
cricket noise.
You know what? You know what? I'm here. I'm the guy that you look in and it's like, hello? And then you go look off and, you do it. It's like, all right, you're here. And I'm like, hey, I'm here.
You remember later that, oh yeah, you said hello to me.
Yeah. If you guys are Firefox and Google Chrome, I'm Internet Explorer.
You mean AOL?
But which one of us is Google Chrome though?
You can be cool, Chrome. I don't care.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's an achievement for me. I always wanted to be Google Chrome.
Jesus.
It's a dumb joke. So first topic for today is clocking. And what's the right time to clock?
So my general rule of thumb when it comes to it is if you have a combined total of 9 cards between your field and your hand, probably shouldn't clock. Unless you're trying to dig for a card, whether it be like a specific character to try and
9 cards between your field and your hand?
yeah, so like if you're holding full field, if like on your turn when you draw, you have full field for hand, you don't need to clock ever. Because at that point you're just like taking a damage to plus for no reason. You've won board and you're probably an early clock or 2 or 3 and then brainstorming, you should be able to cruise through the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're losing board though, you probably should be clocking.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing on that. If you're playing a deck where your
1 second.
field's probably going to get destroyed every turn, then you probably want more cards in hand. So you probably want to stick to maybe 5-6 cards at the beginning of your turn. Because then, hey, that's good enough. You can build a board from that. Usually you have cards that do something to get a card from your deck through paying through a stock or anything like that, or ditching a card. Also depends what's in your hand too. If you have too many 3s and maybe you want to find better cards, maybe clocking is the right decision there because you want to actually get playables. So it's just depending on how the board state is, how is your hand looking like, how is your waiting room and deck looking like, and just making decisions from there.
The thing that to go with that is if you're looking for a specific card late into the game, sometimes clocking is correct.
Yeah, that's true.
There is the cost of is clocking for drawing the 2 cards better than having that 1 extra damage to play with in case you just don't die.
Yep.
And even if
also
you have
dependent. It's also kind of like dependent upon like
No,
filling
go
that
ahead.
spot on board.
yeah, sometimes if you have a healer in hand, sometimes even if you're 3-0 playing, it's not correct. Because you lose value on the heal and you turn your healer into a draw 2 discard 1.
Yep.
And in some cases, that's just not as good as having to heal next turn, so you can potentially heal out of refresh. So depends on the deck you're playing against. Depends on the deck you're playing.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking like
and
earlier,
then
like
the biggest example for that is if you're playing Standby Goblin Slayer, and you're playing Resurrection, and you're at 3/4, and you clock yourself to 3/5, and you have Resurrection in hand. Drawing the 2 cards was actually very valuable because you're just going to heal that 5 anyways on that turn, because you want to survive. So, yeah, like we've been saying, it's all deck dependent on when you want to clock. Do you really clock? Does your deck function better if you're clocking? Does your deck function better without taking less damage? Those are questions you're just asking yourself.
James, what was your question?
the thing I was gonna say was basically the res thing. Just like sometimes clocking just lets you just feeds into res.
Yeah. You just have to not have that become a standard thought process. Because, like I said, your healer will heal you the one damage that you took from clocking, but is that one damage that you're saving.
One damage you could have prevented.
Yeah, one damage you can prevent later. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not gaining anything. You're putting it's more of like going even. You give yourself.
I am not hearing James. I hear Connor, but I don't hear James.
Give me 1 second.
Might be on my side.
Okay.
It's might be yours.
I'm hearing him just fine, so it might be your side.
You could try leaving and jumping back in real quick.
Okay.
Can you tell him that?
Big Tam, is me leaving the call and coming back?
Yeah. Hey. Try leaving call and coming back. Seeing if
that's what I was gonna try and see if that works. Yeah, give me a second.
Go ahead.
Okay.
He wasn't hearing me, so he's leaving. Come back in to test it.
Okay, I can hear James now. Cool.
Okay. Can you hear Connor?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Okay, cool.
Solid. Okay. I think other than just looking at the late game, in terms of like if you clock or not, I think even in the mid game, you might have resolved your climax combo, and you're sitting on 9 hand, and the temptation to draw into better playables will be there. I think the only time you don't the only time you do clock is if you're trying to hit an early play timing, and even then, sometimes you might just be able to brainstorm into better timings. And I think refresh timers are going to be a different topic for another day, but
just don't clock at 3/5 with no deck.
Yeah, don't clock 3/5 no deck. You will die.
I do it a lot.
Also remember, don't clock at 3/6. It's an illegal move.
That is also true. You can't end your own life in this game. I don't like that.
You could easily pass and let your opponent try to kill you if you just I'm done with the game. But
I want to end my life. How can I force myself to lose?
Well, easily.
That's not cool.
How can you force yourself to lose?
How can I take the win away from my opponent and just give me the loss?
Let me see here. I need to look at the exact wording on a card from Sal Alicization, but I believe that actually lets you kill yourself.
Ooh.
Yes, so the To the Cave in the North Alice will let you kill yourself. You will look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You will choose one of them, put into your clock. You'll choose a fuck-like character in your waiting room, return to your hand, then lose the game.
Nice.
You could do that with the Bang Dream 0/0 yellow Aya. That says when you play her, put a card from your hand into clock and then search your deck for a pastel palette.
You can't pay cost.
Oh, you can't?
You can't pay cost because that would kill you. It's just like trying to pay cost for clocking as game action.
Oh, so anything that just...
That burns you for non-activation.
Yes.
Okay.
The Alice is the cost of Alice is pay 1 stock. And therefore, you can use it to end the game on your own terms.
Which is all I want. I want the ability to end the game on my terms, you know?
Then you better be playing Alice Waifu.
Well, good thing I am. As my 3rd deck.
Jesus.
Especially since I finished this Goblin Slayer deck. Ew. Why would I need Alice when I could just prevent me from getting damage? That's what I like in a game. Res and negative soul?
Gosh.
So okay, let's get on to the second topic, I guess. Budget versus competitive.
Budget
Budget versus competitive builds.
So
We're
this
gonna
is
do that.
wait. You go ahead and explain it.
So this is from Protolinguist from our Discord. If you guys want to join the Discord, it's $1 on Patreon. Gets you access not only to our personal Discord, but it gives you access to all of our content weekly, live, and you get it a week early. That's what I meant to say. You get a week early, and you get access to all of it live. So make sure to check that out, guys. But this comes from Protolinguist on our Discord. I believe putting it as budget versus competitive was not the right way. He was saying how to be competitive as budget as possible. I put as budget versus competitive because I figured we'll probably get into something like that as our topic. But how do we get as competitive as possible playing budget builds, or how do we budget competitively?
Okay, so trial decks are the best start, even though like a lot of the cards in them kind of suck. They've gotten a lot better over the years. I'm just gonna look at the Alice Station trial deck for like a starting point. I think there's cards in there that are actually playable.
Oh yeah, there's the 0/0 Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh! That says if you have 2 or less stock, it gets 1/5. It's a pretty
There's
decent card.
the 3/2 draw, right? That's in that set. That's in the trial deck.
The Alice.
Yeah,
The
the draw
Check
X.
Yeah, the check X. Yeah, that one's playable. That one's very
Yep.
playable.
Yep. That one's super good.
The 1/0 Yu-Gi-Oh! Combo.
Yeah, 1/0 Yu-Gi-Oh! Combo is really good. You have the drop brainstorming is like serviceable. It's
Yeah.
not awful. You have the drop searcher.
Oh
you have,
yes.
There's actually a lot of good cards in there.
A 1/0
Yeah.
oversize. You have like a level support that draws a card and discards a card. These are like all reasonable cards. Now there are some that are also just really bad. Like for example,
2/2
Seeking
Alice.
Ice Alice is a not playable card as it's a 1 stock beater that has hand-on cards at 8k offense, 6k defense. There are better things you could be playing there. But I mean, like putting 2 of these together for a start isn't bad.
No,
And
definitely
then-
not.
When you're looking for upgrades, always start bottom to top. Unless your deck has absolutely 0 top end, start bottom to top.
It's real easy to just wombo into like faulty wins, you know? Just hey,
Yeah.
I swung and I won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It just happens. It happens in the game.
There's also the temptation to be like, well, my top end doesn't do anything. So what I should do is I should add cards in my top end that are going to do something. But then you're going to look at the bottom part of your deck and you're going to be like, well, I can't
How do I
actually
get there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot more consistency for a lot of your builds are going to come from your 1s and 0s. So
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. 3s may win you the game, but 0s and 1s keep you consistent in your games to win those games.
oh yeah,
And I
So-
think I think also if you're going from that bottom to top, get early plays before your climax combos, I think. As you can at least stabilize out the level 2 game and then try and use that as a way to advantage towards your level 3 game. Also look at the uncommon slots like a lot. There's generally some random really good cards in the uncommon slot.
Oh yes, there is. There, you got
there's Alice
so
Station's a
many
memory
of that.
counter, but that's off trait.
yeah.
What else? I'm just looking at like other
you
stuff.
got
There's
You got a lot of early play killers that meta decks actually play in uncommons, which is pretty nice. So you got 2/1s that are just dudes on board. You have 2/1 counters.
Yeah, like the Lisbeth is really good.
Oh yeah.
That gets played in a lot of meta builds, I believe, right now for as a replacement for something. I don't remember what, but like
It's
just
the
being
3/2.
what?
I believe it's the 3/2 Lisbeth if they want to play a red.
Oh, I was just talking about using the 2/1 Lisbeth that gets over 3s.
2/1
Yeah,
Elizabeth is played because it's red fix for 3/2 Elizabeth early play.
Oh, okay.
But I think in an earlier build, if you're looking to go budget, you probably want to go with more. If you're going Avatar Net, then you should probably be going with 2-1 Xenon from Reedit that
Yeah.
gains a bunch of power. As it's climax fixing to help you actually get more consistency in your deck, as well as it's also on color with some good finishers, like Glass Shot Xenon. Even though it's expensive, it keeps you more on color if you want to, if you
Yeah.
don't want to play red, or if you feel like red might be more out of your budget than you want to commit to.
Yeah.
Um,
Finding
looking
those uncommons and commons just to be able to fill those pricey spots is pretty nice.
Yeah, JoJo's a good example.
Yeah.
There's was it 3-2 Trish is a good card in at least in the GWR build. That's my sort of initial look on
Yeah.
it. There's the Tiziano 2K counter. You have the Prosciutto and Thankful Death 3-2. That's a really good card, especially in the Pesci deck. The Pesci deck isn't even super pricey for what you need. You need like the level ones, and you need the level 3. The level 1s are rares. The level 3 is an uncommon. You get the climax. You've got the whole like, and I think there's also a level 0 Pesci or something, or Prosciutto. It's a level 0 common Pesci, and that's like the whole sort of basis of that deck, and that's really good.
Then you have a lot of like 1-ofs or 2-ofs that you can put in the deck. So in JoJo's, there's the 0-0 Hercule that ditches a card and itself to salvage a dude. So it's an uncommon. It's really good. If you just need something to fill in space, that's always a card you can easily just play in. And it's just like, hey, cool. It works.
There are the 6 bullets. That's a possibility.
Yep. There's those.
I saw somebody was playing those, and that looks pretty cool.
How do you feel about people trying to budget for like older sets? Like currently, I'm trying to play Log Horizon because I like Log Horizon, obviously, and like I'm buying more of the expensive stuff now. But how do you feel about people go about budgeting older sets?
That's harder to say, if only for the fact that a lot of the sets now, like, no, if you love the set, then, or if you love the series, then you like go for it. But if you're trying to be like your quote unquote competitive player, you're probably wanting to go look at more of like the more recent stuff to have a higher power level. The only set I could reasonably see trying to like play on a budget of some sort is like Bang Dream, and like a Card Captor or something, and that's already Card Captor is already some budget. But Bang Dream, you can play like a Hell Happy Roll list for $60-$70, and it's not that bad. Like a full
or you just play 4 colors, dude. Skittles.
I mean, yeah, you can play pastel palettes, but
Yeah.
I think just a lot of older sets trying to budget out is so rough because you want to try and do a lot of your upgrades by getting packs at locals.
Yeah.
And you can't really do that. And like from what I can tell from like budget players, when you see them in other games, like if you see like there is, I don't know who's all like looked at Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but like there's some series that are like sealed only, and people were like buying these just sealed product and upgrading their decks from sealed product, and just like getting stuff from locals and like spending a few bucks, or like, like $30-$40 a week to upgrade a deck. I think if you're just getting stuff from locals, go for the newer stuff.
I know this game doesn't have it a lot, or at least I don't think it happens in our region, but I think for like us locally, we're very like giving towards a lot of things, but like trades, I don't see that as much. Like I see buy and sell, but I don't see like trading as much of a thing right now in our game from what I can tell, but I don't know about other like regions or like areas around us, but I know around us here we just kind of like start giving shit away because nobody really cares.
I don't see trades online that much. I think it's just the nature of the game, really, because of how, and I think it's actually true of a lot of Bushi games because they're so.
Because the front side's really cheap.
Well, what do you mean, like the front side's really cheap?
Like commons on commons.
Well, I don't mean like that. I mean more like.
I just mean like most of the commons on commons are pretty cheap, and so like nobody really worries more about them what they already have than what they need.
Well, I'm thinking more on the like trading for better cards or trading for other cards. You don't see it as much.
Oh, sorry, you're good.
Yeah, I'm just saying like for more of the higher end stuff, you don't see it as much, if only for the fact that you end up facing problems like, well, this guy has only sword art stuff. This guy only has locker
Yeah.
ice stuff. This guy's got like 3 different sets, but like none of them are sets that I want. And like the stuff I have is nothing he wants. But if you look
Yeah.
at games like Magic and like Yu-Gi-Oh, you can be like, oh, I could always use Shocklands, or I could always use this other staple, and you just don't get that in Weiss.
Yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I was thinking about is like for that when we go back to like the local thing and being able to pick things up. For people who want to play like older sets, they could just pick up like packs of the new stuff and then sell those and then buy what they need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad. It even works with like the like getting the newer stuff, because you can always just sell the newer stuff and pick up stuff that you need. And like if you pull, like say a foil of some sort, that's just free money towards your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's free money towards the non-cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey,
towards that
foil.
stuff you're like, I'll wait, I'll save up.
The one caveat I have
just-
with that is you should be open to buying online, because
Yeah.
sometimes you should be open to buying online, should be open to buying from other sellers on a marketplace, because cards can sometimes be hard, if not impossible to find. I'm looking at you, level 0 Kirito clean cut thing. Holy cow, you're hard to find.
Hey, I have
I
my
love Ordinal
4.
Scale. I love Ordinal Scale so much.
I'm eventually going to have to find 4 of that.
Hey man, if
So I
they
have
don't
a
work in
playset.
my deck, then I'll probably sell them to you because I don't care.
How much are they?
I bought my 4 for like $80.
Well, one listing is as low as $33 on
God,
Player.
maybe I won't get them. maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll
It's a
just
good
wait till
card.
the set dies.
Yeah.
I'll just wait till
Yeah.
the set dies out.
When it's just Fluxlight, that's all you play.
Yeah, please. when Underground drops.
You know what I'm thinking about it now? When it comes to upgrading your deck, and when you say to build, I'm saying from build from the bottom up.
Yeah.
I think there are some times when you should be reasonable on what you can pick up and what you can't pick up.
Yeah.
I think there are some things that you can at least find a replacement for. For the Kirito like, clean cut, you can replace it with the runner Kirito, the Temporal Lions. And
Sometimes you could just replace it with like beaters.
Yeah, sometimes you play it with beaters. It's a
Just-
plussing 0. It serves a good role in the deck, but you don't like need to be that optimized if you're trying to be on a budget.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
your beaters are great. Like the 3/5, the 0-drop 3/5s that have no abilities at all. Great cards for just like starter decks.
Mm-hmm.
They have high stats. They don't do anything, but they don't have to. It's early game
Sometimes
trying
they
to-
just plus you because they're big.
because they're
Yeah.
controlling the board. Like that's sometimes all you need.
Yeah.
Like I mean, that's how the old Silica deck worked. It was just like I'm gonna drop things with high damage. They're cheap cards. Well, like the commons and uncommons, your early stuff was cheap cards. Outside the 1/0, but like the 1/1. But like it's like I'm gonna play some cheap stuff. It's big. Deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you couldn't, you just kept board state.
Yeah, and then you tax an extra and builds another stock.
Dude, some army decks. Now that's some good budget right there.
I mean, army decks are technically yes budget decks, but at the same time,
That is
your army deck is not going to be upgradable more than likely.
Yeah.
you have a
you're-
limit of how much you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You
if
can't buy
you-
foils for it.
Oh yeah. But if you're just looking to just have fun with the game and you want to play on a budget, then army decks are some of the best decks to just pick up.
They're,
Blue Titan's
and
pretty
truthfully,
strong.
They're a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're built to be a fun deck. Like that's what they're built to be. I'm gonna play a bunch of Titans. For Gurren I'm gonna play a bunch of these little machine things. Like I mean, even Konosuba has one, right? It's the
Cabbages.
all of the townspeople fuck you up.
Oh yeah, you have that
Yeah.
deck too. I'm thinking the cabbages that are like.
Oh yeah.
I forget
Dude,
about. I
Cabbage
forget
is
his-
sick.
I remember
Cabbage
the other.
is sick.
Cabbage is a cool deck. I only remember the last one because I believe I played against.
Steven.
It was either Steven or it was Travis. But I'm thinking it was Steven. I just remember Travis playing it for some reason. But I might be wrong. But like Just I remember Aqua and then a bunch of the people with the same names, and I'm just like, fuck these townspeople.
Hey, flavor for the series. Can't
I haven't
stand
seen it.
people.
I haven't seen it.
Hey,
I can't
watch
wait
it.
to get that to that part of the episode of that part of the show and go, fuck these townspeople.
I still have to watch the movie, but that's for later.
That's a later topic.
Yeah. So
That's the Konosuba movie review show.
yeah. So I think that covers most of what we need to talk about for playing on a budget.
Yeah.
I
You
think
want to take an ad break?
Yes. The ad break is next. So we're going to have some ads, guys, and then afterwards we'll get back. We'll talk about compression versus decompression.
Over to us.
Okay.
The first sponsor of this week's podcast is InkedGaming.com. Are you looking to get a custom playmat? Well, then we suggest you check out InkedGaming.com. They have custom playmats, dice bags, mouse pads, and much, much more. Shot out of a cannon. James, what would you get on a playmat if you had to pick one right now?
7 Swell from Eureka 7.
What is that?
It's like it's the aftermath of like them launching a nuke practically.
I love Nuke.
I love
I
nuke.
love Nuke.
Yeah.
Technically, it's like a reaction between like a robot and.
Well, you can get it on a playmat. What would you get?
I'm Izuken.
Izuken.
Yeah.
What is that?
Stop!
New anime.
No,
New anime?
right now.
Yeah.
I've fallen in love with it.
Is it really good?
it's
It
like
is.
Edda and Eddie the
It's-
anime.
So
It's
it
the
has
way
been
it's described
described
to me.
as if Edda and Eddie was an anime about 3 girls making an anime.
Wow. Well,
It is also made by the same guy that made Ping Pong the animation.
I'm super in. You could definitely get that on a
course
playmat
it
with
is. Ping Pong the
inkgaming.com.
animation.
Spider-Man, obviously. They even recently added stitched options to their playmats and mouse pads as well. I've got a couple of these stitched playmats. They are exceptionally good. They're so, so good. Edges never fray, they never curl, nothing. So if you want to get 10% off of your order, please use the code TCG University, all caps, no spaces at checkout, and help support the channel by customizing your game to your style. In addition to Ink Gaming, we've also got Cards Custom Build. Are you in a cosplay? Looking to get in a cosplay? Or you want to show up to events dressed as your favorite character? Well, Cards Custom Build can help. Cards Custom Build creates everything from cosplay accessories like props, trinkets, or weaponry, all the way to full costumes, full stop. James, if you had Cards Custom Build make you something right now, what would it be? It could be anything. Full costume
It'd
or...
probably be Weiss's weapon from Ruby.
Are you sure? Because he could easily make the gun from Gears of War. Easily. The big
Well,
chainsaw gun?
There's a lot. There's a lot I would want.
Well,
Okay?
give me an example.
Yeah, you got the Gears chainsaw.
Uh-huh.
You got the Halo sword.
Uh-huh.
You got a bunch of things you could do.
He would do some sick stuff with a Halo sword. Just saying. It'd be real, real pretty. Tyler, how about you, man? What would you want?
Something from Steven Universe, I think.
Yeah?
You
Yeah.
get the Steven Universe shield.
The shield and the sword, or like Garnet's gauntlet.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
Those sound hype. Those sound hype. So if you want a cosplay made of perfectly flowing cloth or maybe rigid battle armor, the new Mandalorian show just came out and finished. Season 2's coming out. He's an expert at making a bunch of nerdy Star Wars stuff. The work is guaranteed to make you the talk of the con. So go over to Cards Custom Build on either Facebook or on their Etsy account. Link will be in the description down below. Make sure to mention that TCGU sent you their way, and you will get 5% off your entire order. Back to the show.
Okay.
Okay, guys, getting back into it. Compression and decompression and decks that surround that theory.
Dude, I love how you can go to a community and be like, so, what are your thoughts on Konosuba? And what are your thoughts on Bang Dream? And be like, wow, those decks really suck to play against because I get decompressed and die to 5s and 4s. And it's really fun and engaging gameplay. Holy cow. And then the other side of the coin, you have the people that's like, so, what do you think about decks like ReZero? And decks that really compress? And it's like, I hate playing against those because I can't deal damage.
How does it feel to play against Sayakano? Oh,
Yeah, there you go. It's like, yeah, I love playing against Sayakano because I just can't deal damage. Great. Fun and engaging gameplay. I mean,
That's how it feels to play against Kong.
Mhm.
Yeah, just every time. You
everyone
never get
has
to hit anything.
everyone hates playing against Kong, but then it's just me versus Kong sometimes, and Kong just gets RNG'd out of the game by me.
Hey,
Which
it's
shouldn't
it's
happen.
always an RNG thing. It's always an RNG thing.
Yeah.
Some people get luckier than others.
Yep.
It just means at that moment your luck is always better than his.
Yep. I guess that's my calling in life.
is to make sure Kong never wins.
Yep.
Shout out to Kong if he's actually watching this podcast.
He's not watching it. So there are cards that do get around that. Get around your opponent compressing, but it depends on what kind of compression they're playing, though.
Memory compression isn't much of a thing in English compared to Japanese, where there are a few decks that take advantage of it.
Memory compression sounds sick.
Memory compression is sick, and there are like 2 decks in Japanese that actually take advantage of it.
Is
And
memory compression exactly what I think it is, right? You just stuff a bunch of things in memory?
Yes, and it doesn't matter how much stock you have necessarily when you are like +5 compression on your opponent the entire game. But
aren't we getting a card that deals with the fact that JP compresses a lot?
We are getting we're getting the Konami code.
Isn't it? It's like take 5, right? From
if
the
your opponent
memory
has, let me check to make sure.
I thought it was just like if your opponent has like X memory, take 5 of them and put them back in their waiting room.
If your opponent has 5 or more memory, your opponent puts all characters from memory in the waiting room.
Ooh, all characters? Damn.
All characters. Yeah. Which, I mean, it's not entirely relevant in English, and it's hard to fit in the Japanese deck. But I think that.
Hey, if we ever get sideboards, it's there.
Yeah, we're never getting sideboards.
No.
I think we're a cool game now.
I think we're a cool game.
But so what do you guys like prefer to play against? Do you prefer to play against the guy that doesn't die, or the guy that just, as the kids say, yeets you to death?
Kids.
Man. So here there are two. Both sides of my soul are painting for each side. The guy that tries to yeet me sounds like that's gonna be a fun fucking match, you know, just a slobber knocker of just slapping each other around all day. But then the mind of me, the YOLO me, likes that one. But the thinking me looks over at the deck and goes, "You're not gonna deal any damage," and I go, "Bet."
Well, so
I'm just like, bring it.
With the guy that tries to yeet you out of oblivion, I'm not talking about he's going to try and do it through the entire game. No, he's going to hit level 3. He's going to destroy your entire deck state and blow you to death with like a 6 damage hit. Yeah, no, he's not going to slam 2 souls the entire game. No, he's too smart and sophisticated. He's going to look and he's like, oh, that's a little too much damage. But no, when it comes level 3, he's like, Unga Bunga, helmet on, kill you.
Here's a double Yukina.
Unga Bunga, put the helmet on.
Here's a double Yukina. How do you respond?
Okay, now that's you're thinking too small brain there, okay? It's not double Yukina. It's double Yukina, refresh you with Arisa, and I stock swapped you. I somehow had all the cards for that. Good player. That's getting the Unga Bunga.
This is what you call a pro gamer move?
Oh God, yeah. If we're going deep into the meme hole, then yes, pro gamer move.
Dude, the strats. Dude, he held that Arista the whole game. He knew it was gonna come down to it, and he just held it the whole game.
Well, I mean,
most people call him a madman.
I think holding Arisa is a smart idea in most, or in the banking list I play, because they were gonna go stock swap into Arisa, and then it's like, hey, look, fun and engaging gameplay. It didn't matter what I did because I had 8 stock, and I was gonna kill you next turn. But hey, look, I can't set up. You killed me. What an unfortunate scenario. Man, I sure wish I could have played around it.
I still can't get over Unga Bunga, put the helmet on.
You got Doom Guide, dude.
Hey. See, it's either Unga Bunga, put the helmet on, or Unga Bunga, me go face. Either way, you get the same
face.
Same thing. Okay,
I love the phrases these kids use these days.
I blame Hearthstone.
You blame Hearthstone
Yes.
for the phrasing you use?
Yes.
I just blame you because you said it.
All right, so now real talk. Hold on, real talk.
As the
Okay.
kids
Is there
would
any
say.
better way to describe a guy who's willing to just say, you know what, I could try and hit you with like 2s and 1s and be like Attack on Titan, but no, I'm not gonna do that. You're not the kind of person that deserves that. You're the kind of person that deserves 5s.
You're the kind of person that deserves Oonga Boonga.
Oonga boonga. It's like, oh, I could side for 1. Nah, dude. I'll front. I'll pay 3. I'll discard my 2 cards. Burn 5. Eat 3. Hey, look, you died in 1 swing. Got him.
Dude,
Oh, God.
those people are gambling. They're gambling
like,
mans and women.
Dude, you have the smart Konosuba players, and then you
Mhm.
have the big brain Attack on Titan players. They're like, okay, I'm gonna put my split 2k1 in the back. I'm gonna front burn 1, swing for 2, on reverse burn 1, swing burn 1, reverse burn 2, or swing burn 2, or whatever. Like, get on my
Yeah,
percent.
it's trying to pick the right chances at each one.
And then the
Mhm.
Konosuba players like, nah. I've got a club. Oonga boonga.
Hey, hey, you see this? It's called a explosion.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we keep getting further, explain what compression and decompression is, so that way
Alright.
people understand it a little better.
Okay, yeah, that's probably something we should have prefaced
Instead of
with.
just us just going oonga boonga for the
Okay,
next
so
25
compression
minutes.
compression is taking the non-climax cards out of your deck and putting them into your stock or memory or hand or clock, someplace that isn't your deck or your waiting room, so that when you're refreshing, you have less cards in your new deck. And that way you have higher chances of not dying. And then decompression is when you're telling your opponent to not do that and do the opposite and put all of the good cards in their deck and all the bad cards out of their deck. And the bad cards are the climaxes, obviously, because you want to kill them. And this is done with like the level 3 Aqua from set 1 of Konosuba, level 3 Arisa from Bang Dream set 1, level 3 Rico from what is it?
Is this the
Sunshine
compression side or the
Booster.
decompression side?
Mhm.
This is on decompression. Because I'm trying to like.
These are like
actually
our
explain
stock
those.
swappers.
No, these are like the Fumio-esque effects. Is what I refer to them as. Your stock swap cards are going to be the ones that put all your opponent's stock in the waiting room, and then the top cards of their deck into their stock, with the goal that the new stock is dirty and the old stock is clean. And so if your opponent had something like 8 or 9 stock, now there's like 1 or 2 climaxes in there, and you can swing for bigger damage. And the whole reason it's so powerful with these like what I call Fumio effects, is that you put like 1 or 2 climaxes into their stock ideally, and then you're also taking another 1 and 2 out of their waiting room, and so they get like 3 or 4, like maybe 5 back in their deck, and they still have like 20-30 cards in deck.
Stock swap's pretty good though.
Stock swap is like the worst thing to happen to this game. It punishes the decks
I
that
get that.
generate stock, but it feels so bad to play against.
Oh yeah, it feels bad to get somebody to go, yeah, I'll stock swap you, and I'm just like, this 7 stock I've been building up, or like the game's gone nowhere because they're playing their dirtle deck of you're not allowed to hit me type shit, and I have like 15 stock, and the game's gone almost nowhere because I'm apparently also blocking relatively the same. Because I'm talking about a match I had, I guess before everything happened, before the end of the world, with why can't I ever remember people's names?
What deck was he playing?
I believe he was playing. It wasn't his Fate deck, or was it his Fate deck?
Was it Michael
No,
or Larry?
Austin.
Andrew? Austin. Oh, okay.
He was playing something. I had like 14 stock, and he stock swapped me. My stock was somehow 14 clean. He stock swapped me into a refresh, and then
Player.
for me, yeah, he stock swapped me into a 14 refresh, and somehow through the 14 and the refresh, I still had 14 clean stock.
Wow.
Or was it backward? It might have been backwards. Oh no, I remember what it was. It was 14 clean each side, and then somehow I still took like 7 damage unblocked.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
player.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
powerful player.
Big brain plays. Like it was terrible.
Sounds
It's the
like
reason. It's the reason I remember it.
That sounds some like Michael Britton luck right there.
It was so bad. Like the game was going like nowhere too. Like nothing was happening. I couldn't deal. It was definitely him playing. I think he might have had like he might have one in his fate deck, but like I remember dealing like no damage the entire game for some reason. Having 14 stock, the game being nowhere. He just stock swapped me's, and I'm just like, I guess. And then still I apparently hit clean in all of it. And then he deals like 6 damage unblocked. And I'm just like, I guess.
That's when you flip the deck over once you're dead, and you're like, oh, well, I still had 8 climaxes in here.
They're all
And
at
I
the bottom,
died.
huh?
Hmm.
They're at like the bottom 14 cards, huh? No, I like that. Thanks, Deck.
Another card that says no to compression is the cards that say when they attack to do ability and to look at the cards on the top of your opponent's deck while it's compressed and be like, oh, there's climaxes there? Nah, they're going to waiting room, man. I'm not dealing with this.
The only ones that are reasonably playable are
Mocha combo.
Mocha. I think that's the only one that's like reasonably playable.
Hey,
I
man,
guess,
the JoJo one ain't bad.
the JoJo that checks 3 and
Yeah.
you shuffle. Okay, yeah, well that card's not bad because it's actually just a secondary level. It searches level 3. That's the important part.
There's a
It's also
card I'm thinking of, and I'm going to find it. Give me a second.
Yeah, well, you do that. Me and Connor will keep talking.
There's a card from the new Bunny Girl set, which I expect to come to English probably early next year, which is pay 2. I believe it's pay 2. Look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Look at the top card of your deck. And that card's, holy cow, that can kill
Bunny
so
Girl,
easily.
Bunny Girl, Konosuba, and ReZero were the three sets I thought were going to be like the next things we were going to get announced.
So we haven't gotten Bunny Girl announced yet, but we
Yeah.
We
They're just before they announced ReZero. I think I mentioned on like a podcast. I don't remember, but like I was talking about. I think I talked about how I think ReZero, Konosuba, and I just mentioned it now. My mind's blanking. Bunny Girl are like the 3 like next sets to get reprinted, or like, get printed, reprinted. Is it this card?
Also, that JoJo card has hexproof, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Your Eminence Prime Senator Chuddlekin.
Which from?
Alicization.
Oh Jesus.
Oh.
2K. Auto, when this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you can put the top card of your opponent's stock into his or her waiting room. If you do, choose one card in your opponent's waiting room and put it into his stock.
That's not awful, but
it's not. It's like, fuck that card. Put a climax in there. I don't want to deal with that shit.
You just have to. There are some decks that have the tools for that.
Yeah, you just have to pick the right moments.
One deck that's actually probably, if we get Love Live, like the 10th anniversary set or whatever, when it comes that they had recently in like it was like last year in Japanese. If we ever get that, Love Live is a huge offender of this like stock swap decompression problem because the BB deck that plays with Nico, Ellie, and Maki, it has access to a compression game plan that builds a bunch of stock and can build memory. It also just has this way to decompress your opponent and kill them, and it's all searchable. It's the only set in the game, as far as I'm aware, that has searchable stock swap and searchable Fumio, which is disgusting.
Yes, stock swap is really neat.
Stock swap's so cool when it's searchable because then your opponent can build a bunch of stock and be like, well, I guess I need this card now, and your opponent just looks in terror.
Just like
alternatively,
oh, no. I know what's coming.
Alternatively, they just look tilted and it's like, if you're playing out like say Avatar Net, and your opponent has like 10 stock or something, you're like, I'll play Yuki combo, I'll search 2 of these, and your opponent's just like, of course you'll search a stock swap. Well, I guess I lose. Wow.
So stock swap twice? Man.
Well, you just stock swap them once with Yui.
Yeah.
I mean, that Showing can just win you the game outright.
Stock
Yeah, that
swapping
card-
any number of times is nuts. If you get to do it multiple times, boy, I feel
Yeah.
sorry for people.
But then that's when, as a player, you learn that, hey, this set runs stock swap. If I see it, I need to know I can't build as much stock as I want.
Yeah.
I have to play a little more risky game where I have to play
control
with
where I'm
less
at.
stock.
Sometimes you can't even play around it though.
Yeah.
Like in Konosuba, you can't play around it easily in Konosuba because it's on a counter event. So they can just
Mhm.
counter on their turn, and then you've been stock swapped. You have very little way to finish the game, and then they refresh you and blow you up because 5s
Mhm.
and 4s. It's rough.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Happens.
Unless your set says no events or backups, not a lot
That
of
stops
sets.
one lane.
Yeah. Well,
You have to be able to
no,
get out of all
doesn't
lanes.
doesn't Sword Graham stop it the rest of the turn?
Most sets aren't privileged like Sword Art. Most
I'm
sets
just
don't have
saying-
access to
Sword
Graham or
Art
cards
is
like Graham.
pretty privileged to have a bad card from 3 sets ago be finally
Become
playable.
As I've said before, it's the best not alicization card in the alicization deck.
Yep.
And alicization is like dropping off the map too. Like it's funny.
Yeah, alicization was like kind of relevant when it came out, but then the thing is it was quickly discovered that Avatar Net was just like the deck to play. You
Yeah,
could play
yeah.
stuff from alicization.
It will always be the deck to play, specifically because there's more support for it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
It might change if we get like a second like alicization set, but like till then.
yeah, I
Mhm.
expect War of the Underworld to get another set announced.
Oh yeah. I also do.
Yep.
When it gets announced, that's the next set that jump on the list of things I think we're gonna get in English.
Yep. Ah, man.
Because it's looking like we're not gonna get 10th, and that's a little upsetting.
We could go. Actually, no, I don't think we'll get 10th, which is unfortunate. If they skipped on something like Konosuba Re-Edit, which I was honestly expecting them to print, then I would not be surprised if we miss on 10th, which has some really cool cards, but it's not like a critical set for.
No, it's kind of like the same thing as alicization. Except alicization is gonna get like a second support set whenever they decide to get Underground as a set.
Underworld. Or the-
Underworld, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep saying Underground. But 10th anniversary is not gonna get like 10th anniversary set 2. It's just not gonna happen.
No. Well,
So
they'll
like
get
it's gonna be it's just gonna be stuck with but then it wouldn't be able to be played with each other. It'd be everything with the 25th anniversary emblem.
Dude, just give everything anniversary trait.
That's
And
fair.
we play with each other.
yeah.
But yeah, until it
you won't
gets
do
there,
it.
we won't get it.
Yeah,
No.
I think that probably covers most of it, right? Like we talked or actually no, we should probably cover what kind of compression decks are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have decks like
What current compression decks exist in our meta?
ReZero.
Is it
I hear things opening. Okay.
that I also do?
Yeah.
That's my house.
Okay.
Nice.
So ReZero is probably the only real compression deck out right now.
With like Amelia and its combo of Mill 4 pickup.
Well, not that. No, it's the Felt 3/2 that's getting you clean
Yeah.
stock.
Yeah.
Confirmed every turn.
Because
I like that
Felt
Amelia.
3-2
So.
Felt
Amelia
3-2
combo's
is
good.
yeah. So the Felt 3-2 says when it attacks, you look through your deck and you grab a magical weapon character, you reveal it to your opponent, and then you put it into your stock.
Ooh.
And you can play that off of a 2/1 Felt with the combo of the
Stocksoul.
the yellow stock soul Gale Girl or something like that. But it's pretty nice. It's really awesome when you play a 3/2 Rem and then you do that and you're like, haha, I did it.
I did a thing.
It's important to know the difference between a heal loop deck and a compression deck, because like a heal loop deck is not a compression deck. Like Bunny Girl's not a compression deck. It's not trying to win through compression. It's trying to win by out healing you.
Yeah, it's trying to just
It's-
not die
Yeah.
through healing.
Same with Goblin Slayer. It's not trying to compress and build like 20 stock or something or 10
No.
stock.
No.
It's trying to sit there and like either like win board through standby or win board with early plays with Neg Soul
Mm-hmm.
and then healing down if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Or both if you're playing my build.
Playing standby gate
Yeah,
with Goblin Slayer, then sure, like, go ahead. But
I am.
most people
Don't
that are-
worry.
for the majority of decks you'll see, at least like at a regional level, that are playing the comeback combo, then you'll see either standby or gate.
Hey, you telling me my deck's not regional level?
I'm saying your deck is gonna be an outlier. Not standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the games I've won with standby Goblin Slayer have been I'm at 3-4, I clock to 3-5, get Resurrection in hand somehow, and then play Resurrection to heal 5 to go down to 3-0 while my opponent's at 3-4, 3-5 as well.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
It's Res is so good. I love it.
Bunny
In a
Girl's
deck that you don't use a lot of stock, yeah.
Bunny Girl's Koga is also really, really good.
Oh
That
my
deck
god, yes.
with 1 stock heals and pay 5 heal 4,
Mhm.
baby.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
really
like,
like Bunny Girl.
doesn't Sword Art have like kind of the same thing? It has what is it? It has the shield, right?
It has
That's
Not
the
with
damage.
his red shield.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Sao is it's not trying to necessarily win through not dying. Well, like the typical builds you see, like the Xenon
Yeah.
builds, don't
Mhm.
try to win through not dying. They try to win through dealing 4s with Xenon after a stock swap. But
They're trying to push damage, yeah.
the
Yep.
treasure comeback builds can play like that though, because a lot of their late game is costless,
Mm-hmm.
at least in terms of finishing effects, so they can
Yeah.
afford that.
Yeah.
Yep, they can play anti-damage event.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's a very
That's what my deck does.
very ReZero also has tap counter.
Yeah. In a deck where you can get 2 stock off of 1 attack.
Did you
That's
start your
how-
attack phase with 1 stock? Well, I guess you have stock for tap counter.
1 stock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 5 stock, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Sounds like a lot of stock.
Well,
I don't know.
it's
There are games where I have 8 stock, and I'm just like, well, this works, I guess.
see, you say it's expensive, but
Mhm.
5 stock, discard 2 to deny your opponent a stock and not die is really good. Heck,
Mhm.
even 3 stock don't die is really good.
Hey, anything don't die is really good.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
All you
die.
gotta do is be able to swing and have your opponent not block. We talked
Yeah.
about it earlier in the game. Sometimes just swinging just works.
Mm-hmm.
The beaters win games.
Decompression decks win because they can hit damage and stick it
Mhm.
through a.
Just how the game goes sometimes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Taking 7 is fun.
I guess that's most of what we need to cover for this. No?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like
So,
we covered it.
So thank you for checking out the podcast, guys. If
Yep.
you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, share it to your friends. That way we can grow our little small community a little bit. Join us on Discord if you can. Go through patreon.com. Get us at that $1 level. You get access to both the Discord and all of our content live and early. So from all of us here at TCGU, stay learned.